back and welcome to my channel. This is TJ with Mosaic, and I'm coming to you today with a reaction to Kevin Samuels. He recently did Is Winter's Coming or Is It Here? So I'm going to react to a couple of segments of that video and give you my stance on it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
First of all, a lot has been made about several things going on right now. But I have to ask this question. This whole notion of put them on a pedestal. I hear so many women say that your boyfriend, your man, your significant other should actively pursue you, continue to woo you, wine you, dine you, and then after you become a girlfriend, it goes up. And then after you become a fiance, it goes up. Then after it goes, let's see. With women that you're supposed to continue to increase the amount of activity, pedestalization for them, from dating to girlfriend, from girlfriend to fiance, from fiance to wife. And this whole notion of putting folks on a pedestal, put them on a pedestal, put them on a pedestal. I don't have a problem with this concept. I don't have a problem with this concept in theory. You know what problem I have with this concept is it's imbalanced. Shout out to Jose Zuniga at Teaching Men's Fashion. We spent the afternoon together talking shop, talking business. And one thing that I've seen more than anything else is things lack balance. Let me turn this off. Ladies, or gentlemen, let me say this. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing for a woman you're dealing with, and she's not showing you appreciation, DTB, don't deal with her. You should not have to go out and become the best version of yourself, get out here, fight and compete to decide to take somebody out, to take care, to do something, and they just say thank you. No, ladies, men want to see the things we do appreciated. And that's why we're going to talk about putting them on a pedestal. Ladies, it's time for you to learn that you need to put your men on a pedestal. 1 in 4 of you will get married in your lifetime. We already know this. And like it or not, I don't care who says what, blah, blah, blah. Most women are having a hard time finding a man of value to even date, much less spend their life with.
Okay, he's speaking truth here. As someone who was dating, I got divorced from my ex-husband, my daughter's father, in 2002. I dated a series of gentlemen, and I was not dating for dating's sake. I had the desire to be married. It didn't happen. Some due to me and some due to them, but nevertheless it didn't happen. I don't think I ever had a problem pedestalizing my man. I don't think I've ever had a problem with that. There's some other problems I had, but I don't think that was it. I think, regrettably, I was pedestalizing the wrong men. And it's interesting because most of the men I dated, not all, but most, I earned more than they did. It was never an issue for me, but I think it was an issue for them. And why I say that is because several of them acted like they didn't know what to do for me, in a sense of, restaurants and, gifts. And when I asked one in particular, why he had a problem doing that, he stated that he wasn't sure that he would know the kind of restaurants or the places I would like to go. And I told him, I said, I don't care if we did a picnic in the backyard, because I've never been materialistic, but just to put some thought into it. So again, I don't think it was an issue of me pedestalizing my man. I think some men were uncomfortable with the pedestalization because maybe I was able to do more for them than and was willing to do more than other women had done for them. And maybe they felt, and I don't know, I'm just speculating by some of the reactions of some, not all. Maybe they were somewhat, I don't know, I hate to say intimidated, but off put by the things that I was not only able to do with and for them, but the things I was able to do and with for myself. So, but I do agree that in some instances, I say now more than before, in this generation now, I do see that there's some imbalance, particularly with women. And I say younger women, but not all younger women. You know, from some of the things I've heard, you know, women in my age group have that same thought process. So let's continue on.
And if you find a man, or if you're found by a man, the worst thing you can do is act like it's no big deal. See, far too many women are nonchalant in relationships. And that's the problem when you deal with women who've been there, older women. I have a friend that says there's no magic in an older woman. This is y'all's problem. I don't care if you've been to a steakhouse 10 times, you better act like it's the first goddamn time. I don't care if you've been to Hawaii 10 times, you better act like a kid at Disneyland. Because men are tired. Men are tired of you guys.
Let me tell you something. From day one, there are no lies here. From day one, no lies in what he's saying. From day one, from the time I met my husband, I showed him the utmost appreciation in any and everything that he did. And even now I do. You know, even something as small as washing dishes, because sometimes I just don't feel like it. And I plan to get to it, like maybe later that evening. But before I could even get to it, he's already done it. And I'll say, thank you so much, baby. I appreciate it. And, you know, I'm always telling him, you know, how much I appreciate everything he does, you know, whether it be something about the house or washing my car. You know, and it's so funny because sometimes he's said, you know, you don't have to thank me. And he says, that's what I'm supposed to do. And I have to remind him that there's never anything wrong with saying thank you. Never. Listen to me, ladies. Never.
Sitting around acting as though what they're doing for you doesn't matter because somebody else did it.
Okay, I got to stop that again. I talked to you about a guy I dated who seemed that he didn't know, you know, how to do things for me or buy things for me and stuff like that. And I remember one time in particular, I asked him, because it seemed like every time we went to a restaurant or something like that, it was something that I picked out. And I think it was something for Mother's Day. I think he reached out to my daughter and asked her what I would want or what she thought I would want. And we had been dating for like 2 or 3 years by this time. And, you know, I asked him, I said, why is it so difficult to think of things to get for me? And he said, well, it's hard. And I said, you never seem to, you know, I listened to the stories you told about, you know, the things that you did for your ex-wife and the things that you did. And, you know, why is it so hard when you comes to doing things for me? And he said to me that it was easy to do for her because she didn't have anything, but I had everything. So I had to say, but I don't have everything from you. I said, I don't even care if you gave me something I already had. I mean, you know, in my closet or whatever, the fact that it came from you would mean the utmost. So I think maybe there was some, I'm not going to say intimidation, but maybe there was a little insecurity there because, again, I never made a big deal out of what I was able to do for myself. But based on some of the reactions and some of the responses, maybe he was. Because, again, I would have loved a picnic in the backyard by candlelight, you know, cards. I've never been one that you have to buy me stuff, you know, cards, anything like that. That's the kind of person I am. So, I don't know. Let's continue.
I don't want to act like, so how many of you ladies are going to learn how to pedestalize your own men? I think it's only fair. You want to be put on a pedestal? Well, great. There's room up there for both of you. See, many women, this is a foreign concept because women today, don't even know how to be. We're having women argue about being nice. Let me ask you, ladies, when's the last time you actually said something nice to your man, wrote him a love letter, any of these things? I don't want to hear about you cook for him.
Okay, I'm gonna go one even better. Okay, when me and my husband started dating, I remember, I think I've shared with you our first date. We went to a hamburger place and we went for dinner and a movie. And because I know he's, getting to know him, he was health conscious, and I knew that he liked organic food. So there was this place called Hobdoddy that we went for our first date that made, fresh Angus beef burgers and stuff like that. So, and we went to the movie. And then our second date, I think I shared with you, was an informal date, but he accompanied me to the grocery store, and as checking out, he got my groceries. He paid for my groceries. Well, when he left, he wrote me a nice little letter. Not letter, but a little note. Handwritten. Not text, handwritten. And again, we're getting to know each other, we're courting. So, and I read it when he was on the road. So I was the first person to do this. And I still do it because he's a truck driver and we're apart often. So I sent him love songs. If there's a song that that makes me think of him, I send it to him so he can hear it on the road. And sometimes he does the same for me. And we've been together 3 years now, and we still do it. I know he loves cards. I'll get him a card, just because, so when he comes home, I may have something ready for him. And another thing I do, ladies, get a hold of this. Listen up, youngins. Because I know my man, when he gets home from being on the road, he's tired. So I always, 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 always have a meal prepared. So if he's hungry, it's there. But moreover, I have the bed turned down for him, and I spray this aromatherapy spray that smells good with the eucalyptus and spearmint, so it can kind of help him to wind down. I have his slippers ready for him when he gets home, and of course I'm ready for him too. But anyway, but aside from that, just to welcome him home every time, so he can take the weight off of his world, take the weight of the world off of him. Okay, so let's continue.
You got to eat too. I don't care about how you bust. You have sex with him. He has sex with you too. Y'all are having sex with one another. But then he still has to go out and do his part. Ladies, you have forgotten how to spoil your men. That is why it is feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. Look at the men in here. They're saying, what? That's why y'all get mad when they decide to go over there and date Becky with the good hair. Because they still remember how to pedestalize and treat their men well. That's why you get mad when Marisol, Mylene, Jamila come by and take your men right out from under you, because they still remember how to make their men feel like a man through their words, through their actions, through their deeds. When's the last time you rubbed your man's temples? When's the last time you...
Let me tell you something. I do that often. I have this, and if I'm not rubbing his temples, what I do is I have this aromatherapy. It's kind of like a beanbag, but you put it around your neck. I put it in the microwave and get it nice and warm, and I sit it on his shoulders. And the last time, it was Father's Day, so it was in June. I had that for him around his shoulders, and because it was a Sunday and I couldn't get into our nail tech to get him a pedicure, I gave him a pedicure myself. Yes. In the living room, he was in his recliner. He was, in his recliner with the warm pack around his neck and shoulders, and I'm massaging his feet, and I'm giving him a pedicure. Okay? Yes. That's what I was doing. Yes. Brought him a nice cold drink so he can sit there and relax. Yes, okay. I do that kind of, I did it on Father's Day, but I do it often.
You massage your man's shoulders? When was the last time you rubbed anything on your man other than his pecs and his penis? When was the last time? Have you ever massaged your man's feet? But then, the most Christian women in the world, y'all love y'all some Bible. Well, what did that woman do with the last little bit of oil she had? Put her hair in it? What'd she do with that hair and that oil? Uh-oh. Y'all don't, see, it's almost offensive for me to ask you ladies to pedestalize your man.
Not
Treat
me.
your man like the man he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know, get out of there. Get out of there. No. Understand something. This is why so many women are so angry today. Because we as men are not supposed to ask you for a damn thing. We're supposed to be happy that you're just there. Funk that. If you, man of value, she said a key word. This woman said key word, man of value. Let me tell you something. Key word, man of value, lady. You get to choose what man you, let me go ahead and do this for you. You get to choose what man you lay in your bed. You get to choose what man you open your legs to. If the man you're dealing with is not a man of value, that's your problem. Adorn.
Okay, my man is of the highest value. You understand me? Do you understand me? Okay. You know, I was listening to a podcast the other day. I think it was on the LaPeef network, and it was on our anniversary. Excuse me, our wedding anniversary, which was the 24th. And so I called in, and it was so funny because I paid attention to the comments, and a couple of people were saying, you know, you need to go take care of your husband, you know, on your anniversary instead of calling in. You need to go do this with your husband. This is what I had to say to that. My husband was out doing what real men do, not acting like he was a man. He was out doing what real men do, meaning he was working. He was working to make it happen up in here. Okay? So because my man is always out working, when he comes home, you know, whatever, before he even thinks about it, before I had anticipate his needs. That's part of the pedestalization. I anticipate his needs.
Brit, if the men you deal with aren't men of value, that's your mother flipping problem. Not men in general. If you don't know how to pick a man of value, don't get pissed at what you got in your house. You get to choose that. So you ladies can't come in there acting as though you're going to make distinctions between men out here and the men you deal with. Your fault.
Okay, listen. No lies again. You know, one of my brothers, and I call him he's one of my adopted brothers. He's actually married to one of my sorority sisters. They've been married for over 20 years. And he said to me that he knows my heart, but I just had a bad picker. And I did. I kept picking the wrong dudes or allowing the wrong dudes to pick me, and then I end up hurt, end up feeling hopeless, end up being hard on myself. But again, going through therapy, going through counseling, trying to understand why do I keep choosing the same people and why did I keep ended up in the same place. I had to learn to love myself, because it's funny because I thought I did, but I didn't. And based on that, my vulnerability and my negative vulnerability and my own insecurity in some ways showed through for me to attract these bums. So I was a bum magnet. But oh, did it turn around. And I think that's another thing, part of the pedestalization, because I know what it took to find him. And I may act a fool, but I ain't one. Let's continue.
You can't pick a man of value? What does that tell you? Relationships are reflective. Why do you get a man of value if your value is low? Oh, I get it, because y'all supposed to get something that you're not. You're supposed to get something that you're not. So y'all can't come in here with them slick disses and trying to deflect it off to men. Are you a woman of value? Then the only men you should deal with should be men of value. See, so many women find a way to not give men what they're due. So many modern women find a way to not give men what they're due. Not what they're owed, what they're due. And here's the thing, if you won't do it, don't get mad if you get Kardashianed. You don't do it, don't get mad if you get Becky. Don't get mad. If your mama didn't teach you, you better take your ass to school and learn. Because I got news for you. Sex is easy to get. And most of y'all think y'all sitting on the bomb. Y'all average at best in bed anyway.
Okay. This is tight, but it's right. I remember when in my younger days, I thought I had the bomb P, you understand me? And I was told that. So, I believed it. And I'm thinking I'm going to make fun of love with me because I got the bomb. Yeah. At the time, my mom used to tell me, half the population got one. Now, more than half the population has one. So, again, P ain't nothing. What else you got? What else you got? You're speaking, you're hearing it from a woman who made a many mistake thinking that my bomb P was going to get me what I wanted, and it didn't. Now, the caveat again, I wasn't just out having bomb, just throwing it around. It was in the confines of relationships that I had hoped would lead to marriage, but it didn't. Okay?
Most men just don't say nothing to you because it's easier to not have an argument. When was the last time you went and had an evaluation? Have you interviewed your exes and asked them, what is it like to be with me? How did you experience me? Outside of the things I believe I'm good at in the bedroom, and maybe for a few of y'all in the kitchen, are you good in the living room? Are you good in the media room? Are you good in the front yard? Are you good anywhere else?
I can honestly say that I am good everywhere else. But the problem is, or was, that maybe what I was trying to be at that time for certain men, they weren't ready for that. Or they said they wanted it and didn't. Or maybe me doing the things that I was doing, in a sense, like I said, in my mind, I'm pedestalizing them. But maybe they took it as me mothering them, because there is a difference. There is a difference. Sometimes I would, get into that fix it mode, because again, that's part of my personality. That's part of that leader inside of me that wants to get things done and take care of things. But maybe in doing that, I was taking some of the things that they should have been doing. Because the reason why I say that, because just about, I'll say a good percentage of the relationships I had, they came back to me and either wanted to try to have a relationship again, or to tell me that I was a good woman and they messed up. So, like I said, I'm not going to put it all on them, but there was some disconnect somewhere. So again, as it relates to my former exes, yeah, I've spoken with some.
And if so, you shouldn't have a problem with what I'm saying. But what I find is most people get upset because they know they're not good in other places. And I'm asking you to be good in other places. You only want to talk about what you're good at. It's like somebody can cook one thing. Ooh, I can make hellified fried chicken. Yeah, but I like salmon. You don't like fried chicken? Yeah, I like fried chicken, but I want salmon tonight.
Okay. I love making different things for my husband. I think I've shared with you a little over a week ago, a little more than 10 days ago, my husband was sick with COVID, I was taking care of him. You know, my husband is a man. He does not like to be fussed over. He does not like to feel that he can't do anything for himself, but COVID had him down. Thankfully, it didn't get as bad as it could have gotten. I was Terry Nightingale. Okay, I was Terry Nightingale. Anything, you know, before he could even think of what he might need, I had it for him. And I would just say, hey, honey, I know you don't like people fussing over you, but I'm not anybody. I'm your wife. I was taking care of my man. I was pedestalizing him, you know. I was his caregiver and proud and happy to do it. Checking on him every few hours because we had to be separated, but I was going to see about my man. Making sure that he was eating, making sure that he was getting his fluids. Everything.
What about if I make my special fried chicken? How about if we just have salmon? Salmon's for punks. Real men eat fried chicken. Still want salmon. If you love me, you'd eat fried chicken. See how this works? But if you're really good outside the bedroom, can you make your man want to come home without wanting to get in your ass?
Let me tell you something. Okay, one again. I told him it is my life's mission to make sure you always want to come home off the road to get to me. That's what I want. My mission is to make sure that as soon as you leave this house going back to work, all you can think about is getting back to me. And and not just because of the touching and agreeing, if you know what I mean, but because I make him feel at peace. I make him feel comfortable. I am his peace. Literally and figuratively. Okay.
Can you make your man come home without wanting to eat your food? Can he come home to you just because you're a place of peace, an oasis? Can you do something for your man that other women, I'm sorry. So when y'all want to talk about how much your men cheat, well, I got news for you. If the pedestal is your pussy, don't get mad if he's finding a new seat. Oh, shit.
Stupid. Always. Okay. Oh.
If the pedestal is your pussy, don't get mad if he go find a new seat. If that's as good as you got, guess what? Every woman comes standard on all models. All models of females comes with a vagina, standard. Low miles, no miles, what? And the problem is, many of you have found nothing else other than a vagina to give to a man. And you wonder why you're not wives. You wonder why you're not being taken seriously. It's not because the men don't want wives. It's not because the men don't want relationships. And you wonder why you're leaving. Many of you leave before you get left. Oh, shit.
Now he is cutting
I'm going to
up.
hell.
He is
I'm going to hell. I'm going
up.
to hell, but you following with me. Many of you leave men before you get left because you know you only got about 30 miles in you. You got about 5 tricks and 4 of them is in the bed. Oh, shit. Oh, you got 5 tricks and 4 of them is in the bed. And once you done seen them, what else is there left? So you're going to find a reason, manufacture a reason to leave an otherwise suitable man so you can go do them same fucking 4 tricks you got. I talk about a 1-trick pony. You got a 4-trick. 4-trick Shirley. And you're living a life
Stop
for tricks.
it.
Tricks of kids, right? So, ladies, I'm asking you to be better women. Better women. See, Big Mama stayed with Big Daddy because Big Daddy could get something from Big Mama that he couldn't get out in the streets anywhere else. And it wasn't about bomb, sex, or WAP or whatever. She knew what his ego ate. She knew how to let that man be a man in front of everybody, even if she made more than him. She never took his manhood. She never felt the need to one-up him because she understood it's better to have him in the house because by keeping him in the house, it raised her estimation of everybody. It raised her estimation in the eyes of everybody else.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something. I couldn't get a hold of that before. I could not get a hold of that before. Far as my whole perspective of how I look at things and how people look at me as a wife. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good.
Single women aren't valued by anybody else but single women. Sorry. Single women are valued by other women who are single. But women who can hold stuff together are valued by all. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about it.
Again, I talked about this. Again, we've combined families even though our kids are grown. That's one of the pleasures I have of being his wife and making sure that we bring our family together. We bring our kids together for dinner and Christmas and holidays, for the kids and grandkids to be together, that we're outside in the pool, because again, that's what a wife does too. Okay? A wife is going to make sure that the grandkids got the Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, cards, all that kind of stuff. The wife's going to make sure that happens. The wife is going to be the bridge, especially if the wife is a stepmom or a bonus mom. I'm going to be a bridge because, again, I want my husband to see, I want him to be joyful with his family around as well as with me. That's part of the pedestalization too, because when he's sitting in that recliner and he sees those kids and grandkids all together, I see the look on his face. I see the look on his face. Pure joy.
Let's talk about it. Remember, I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. But if you don't get mad at me though. Don't get.
Hi.
You gonna act like you got sense today?
I'm gonna act like I got some sense.
Okay, because you will be sure. Okay, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Mr. Samuels?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30. What do you think about putting your man on a pedestal?
The man I've been dealing with now is a high value man. He has his own business. He makes
Okay.
money. We are in different tax brackets.
Okay.
He has done a lot for me. And for me to show him appreciation, I try to do just as much as he's done for me. So I agree with putting your man on a pedestal. That's what they do for us. Why can't we do it for them? They go out here, work hard. They make sure home is taken care of. What's wrong with me fixing my man's bath water, cooking him food, rubbing his feet? I have no problem with that.
Well, if that's then why do you think more women don't think like you?
You know what? I blame social media. I blame reality television. I blame the type of music that we listen to. It's different in our generation now.
Okay. Social media.
Hi.
When I sing a certain song, the words of the song speak to him about how I feel about him. So that's my challenge, ladies. That's how you woo him. Okay? That's how you woo him. You know, when I'm out, I see something that I want to get from my husband, and maybe something as simple as a card, like I said, that I write a card and leave it under the pillow when he gets home, or maybe something as nice as jewelry that I know that he would never buy for himself because he just doesn't like it. Well, I'm not gonna say he doesn't like it, but he's a truck driver, so he'll tell me, he said, I'm only gonna wear this with you because, and I know, but I told him, I said, I buy things because you're worth it. I said, you're worth it. I tell him all the time, he makes me feel like a natural woman, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Do you see men getting actually taken care of or pedestalized?
Not often.
That's why you don't see it on social media or reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got any siblings?
I do.
Cool. Any sisters?
I don't.
How many brothers?
Just one. But I will say this, Mr. Samuels, I grew up and I've seen a lot of things with my parents, my grandparents, and a few family members. I'm going to be honest with you. I suffer from anxiety. So when I get in a relationship with men, I feel like what I see my mother and my grandmother go through, with the cheating and all that, I feel like if the woman doesn't leave, then that shows a man that that woman really loves him. See, I grew up to watch to see pain is love. And when you say
When you
rejection,
when you say you suffer from anxiety, are you on medication?
I am.
Okay, go ahead.
And when I get into these relationships with men, I feel like I do so much and I'm so emotionally attached. And I feel like some of that pushes them away, especially the one I just got done dealing with. I felt like he was not emotionally intelligent. So when I try to do things for him or try to show him that affection, he think it's weird.
That ain't the man for you,
Well,
honey.
that each person is different. So, is there an age difference between you?
And the reason why I say that is because it may be weird because he may not be used to it. He may not be used to it, so it may be weird to him. Because again, social media, reality TV, they're not really showing this type of not only pedestalization, but true romance. Okay? True romance. And so they don't know what that looks like. So they may be tripping, like, what is this? Because again, that's something they're not used to. And maybe the women they've been dealing with haven't done that. So to them it is weird. But I tell you what, a man who wants the same thing that you want, it won't be weird to him. It may be unusual at first, but a man that's about it, he's like, oh, I could get used to this. Okay?
And the guy you seeing now?
He's a year older than me.
And how old are you?
I'm 30.
And what does he want? What does he want out of a relationship?
To be honest, he wants peace. And I can be honest with you.
Does he want marriage or not?
Oh, I don't think that's something that he's thinking about right now.
Do you want marriage?
I do.
You see what we do to ourselves? And see, wait, I bet I bet I know what's going to happen here.
This is one of the main things you ladies do. You get anxious because you get into situations and describe men for what they are instead of what they want. If you want marriage and you're not sure if he wants marriage, it doesn't matter if he's high value or not.
Mm-hmm.
If your outcomes if you want different outcomes, why are you dealing with somebody like that?
You know why? Because I feel like I can change his mind.
No, then don't get mad when you get disappointed.
Okay, let me tell you something. I've been this. I've been her. Many a times. Thinking if I could just show the man how good I am to him, and what kind of a strong woman he'll have by his side or holding him up, that he will appreciate me. No. 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 And I wasted my time. And again, the clock is ticking, even before I had my daughter and definitely after I had her. Because I'm thinking, and again, like I just said, some of those same guys came back and either wanted to get with me again or to tell me how good of a woman I was to them, and they couldn't appreciate it at the time. Because now they're realizing it because of whoever they were dealing with at the time. But we women, we make that mistake of thinking that, if we can just show them how loving and caring and supportive and, feminine, submissive, even though they don't want to be married, or they've hinted that that's not where, either hinted or straight out told us by words and or actions that that's not what they want. We still think, well, eventually they'll come around. No.
I know.
You can't blame anxiety or men. One of you ladies try to change men and make them what they want. Men know what they want.
So give me some advice on dating, because like you said, you can't blame anxiety, you can't blame the medication. What should I do? Like, how should I, confront a man or approach a man?
Don't go, well, the simplest thing, stop going for what you want and go for what you need. That's really all it comes down to. You got, and that requires self-awareness, gratitude, humility, and empathy. Knowing what you need, what you want, may be this high-value man or whatever. The way you've described him and all the things you do for him.
Listen up. Y'all are tripping. Okay? Don't get caught up on the high value man. You need to understand, based on this definition that Kevin is saying, that's 1%, 1 to 3%. Most of us are average. What you need to concentrate on is a high character, high integrity man, high work ethic man, high protector man, high provider man, however that looks. Because even if he makes less money than you, it's still more money when y'all put it together. Okay?
That sounds great. But if that's in the package of somebody who doesn't give you what it is you need, what's the point?
That's true.
So what is it you need? And sadly, so many women worry about getting what they need after they're past 35 or so. And then it's pretty much too late.
Well, you say when you're 30, you're in the danger zone. So.
27 to 35, you should start focusing like a laser on what you want. Like I said, if you want marriage, don't date anybody who does not want marriage, who does not declare they want it in the time frame in which you want it. If not, why even go on a first date? Because it's wasting time. That's what I would say. And the thing is, but see, the problem is that means you're going to have to overlook men who may trip your attraction trigger or this or that and get down to important stuff. And in our culture, women have been told to go for men who look good and got money and this and that versus go for a man that can give you what it is you say you need, and that's the outcome. So
but that's the problem, Mr. Samuels. I would tell this man, if that man was not getting what he was doing what he was doing now, I would still want him from who he is. Money don't fade.
But that's the point. You want him. Does he want you?
Get a hold of that.
I took it the things
Get
he
a
do
hold
for
of
me
that.
makes me.
And that's the problem. No conversations. Make it up in your mind.
I don't have. It's lack of communication.
No. You've communicated very clearly to me. You don't think this man wants to get married. You do. You shouldn't be dating him. End of sentence. Game over.
She ain't going.
Any confusion after this part is you trying to square a circle.
That's true. You're right.
That means you got.
She ain't going nowhere. She ain't ready yet. And again, there's no judgment here because I've been there. But I'm gonna tell you something. If young lady, if you happen to watch this, the more time you stay in that situation, you could be missing the blessing that truly is what you need and what you want.
You got to get back out here and deal with the people who want what you want. If not, when this comes to an end, because he's not giving you what you need, because he's let you know, I'm not trying to go down that path. All you have is this, another bad experience with somebody who did not want what it is you said you wanted, and you thought you could change it. That's on y'all.
That's true. You're right.
Peace out.
True, and true. But the ultimate topic is the pedestalization, or putting your man on the pedestal. Daily. It is something that brings me joy, actually. And again, even the small things, like he said, if we went to the same restaurant every time, it's like the first time. And going back to the anniversary thing. Okay, here's the thing. We got married in May, but we had our wedding in August. So even though we say happy anniversary in August, but we really celebrate it in May because that's our anniversary and it's my birthday. Well, so this wedding anniversary this past couple of days ago, I wasn't anticipating anything because, again, we don't celebrate it. Well, on that day, on the 24th, I get a text that he's made dinner reservations for us. And so I said, honey, what'd you do that for? I wasn't expecting. He says, the way you took care of me, the way that you just did more than I could have imagined. I said, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. He said, well, I want to thank you, and this is my way of thanking you. He said, I may not always say, the words all the time. He says, but I pay attention to everything you do. He said, even the small things you do for me, I'm paying attention. He said, and I couldn't thank God enough for the wife that I have in you. So they pay attention and they want it. They long for it. And again, I'm not saying someone that I'm an expert. I've mastered it, but each day I'm getting better at it. I'm like, Wanda, you ain't got to go nowhere. I got you. I got you, babe. So on that, I'm going to end with one of my love songs that I sent to my husband, Anita Baker, Soul's Desire. All right? So you can get a hold of that. So if you like, subscribe, and share this video, and give me some comments on what you think. With that, let's do it. Have a good one.